So here is a quick sample of what your finished mushroom is going to look like. They are very cute and poppable. And here is the 2 sets of yarn I used for these little guys, so if you are interested. So to start, let's go ahead and go over our materials. I'd recommend having at least 2 different colors of yarn for this project. Whatever safety eyes you are using, you don't have to use safety eyes, but I will be using safety eyes. And you want to make sure that your safety eyes look good with your body color. So I like to just do that to make sure I like how they look together. This is the brand of yarn that I am using. This is just to make it easier for you guys to see while I am working on it. But you can use whatever yarn you want. I'm also using a 4mm hook. You should adjust your hook size based off of the yarn you're using. I like to go 1 smaller than whatever is recommended on the tag. Some scissors, because you can't finish up your project if you can't cut it. And then I like to have 2 stitch markers. The reason for this is when I do my color change, I think it makes it a lot easier to have an additional stitch marker to do that. However, both the first and second stitch marker are optional. And then we have our 2 darning or tapestry needles, whatever you want to call them. These are both specialty type needles. This one has a bent top, and this one is like hollow. If I forget to leave a link for these in the description, just let me know that you are interested in the comments, and I will be sure to add that. Last but certainly not least, you're going to either need stuffing or, of course, you can use yarn scraps. Alright, so without further ado, then let's go ahead and get into the actual tutorial. So for the top of the mushroom, we are going to start with 8 single crochets in a magic ring, or circle, whatever you call it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I shall close my magic ring. And for round 2, we are going to be doing 8 increases for a total of 16 stitches at the end. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Beautiful. For round 3, we are going to be doing 3 single crochets and an increase, and repeat that 4 times for a total of 20 stitches at the end. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Beautiful! I'm gonna put my stitch marker back into place. And for round 4, we will be doing 4 single crochets and an increase 4 times for a total of 24 stitches at the end. We shall check our count. We should have 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I shall put my stitch marker back into place. And for round 5, we are going to be doing 5 single crochets and an increase. And you're never going to guess how many times. 4! For a total of 28 stitches at the end. Now we'll check for our count of 28. Ooh, big numbers out here. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Isn't that beautiful? Before we move on to round number 6, I'm gonna go ahead and do something that I don't know if anyone else ever does this. I always like to tie some knots here to make sure that this does not come undone. I know it's not supposed to come undone and you're not supposed to have to do anything additional, but I'm paranoid. I like to just do it by taking the additional string and my 2 fingers, and I'm gonna wrap them around towards me. Then grab the remaining string with it, pull it through, and then hold the loop down to make sure it's as close as possible, and then pull it tight. And then I usually do that like 3 more times. I would not recommend doing this with chenille yarn or any of those very fragile yarns, I can say that. It's not worth it. We will now be doing round 6, which is going to be 6 single crochets and an increase 4 times again for a total of 32 stitches at the end. Let's check our count again. We should have 32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. I can't forget my stitch marker. For round 7, we are going to be doing 7 single crochets and then an increase 4 times for a total of 36 stitches at the end. now we should have a total of 36 around. Just to be sure, of course, I will go ahead and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Epic. I'm gonna go ahead and put my stitch marker back into place. So then for rounds 8 and 9, we are just going to be doing 36 single crochets around. It's going to be for 2 rounds with a total of 36 stitches. At the end of each round, I am not going to record all of that because that is a waste of my time and yours. So let's both go ahead and do those 2 rounds of 36 and then we can meet back here. Alrighty, so moving on to the bottom part of the mushroom, we're going to be switching colors in a moment. But just to confirm, you should have done 2 rounds of 36, so your current stitch count should be 36. And now for this section, we'll be needing your secondary color, your scissors, of course your crochet hook, and that extra stitch marker if you want it. For that extra stitch marker, if you do decide to use it, we are going to be placing it in the front loop only of the first stitch in your next round. I'm trying to get this as good as I can on camera. Then we'll want to take our hook and go ahead and go into the back loop only. Really hope you guys can see that. I might make a more detailed video on how I do color changes if you guys would like to know. Then you go ahead and take your secondary color, mine's the white, and I like to hold it with my fingers like this, yarn over and pull through. This is going to be the tail, it's going to stay on the inside, and this will continue to be your working yarn. So using your working yarn, you're going to yarn over and pull through both that first and second loop now. So we already did our first single crochet of this round, round 10. And for round 10, we will be doing 7 single crochets and then a decrease. So that was our first. Now, and I'm just going to double check that that count is right. So this is actually going to count as the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, perfect. And then I like to do an invisible decrease. And in order to do that, you're going to take your hook and go into the back loop only of the next stitch. And then we're actually going to go into the back loop only of the stitch after this one. So that's going to be this stitch here. I like to hook it like this. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I find that method easiest. And yarn over and pull through both loops, then yarn over and pull through both loops again. And now you have your invisible decrease. Now we're going to do the 7 single crochets again. Invisible decrease. I also can like to do that hook underneath the back loop only and then pull it to give you some more wiggle room, and then you can just slide your hook in between, if that made any sense at all. Now we're going to do 7 single crochets again. Invisible decrease. Seven single crochets. And your final invisible decrease. Now I'm going to go ahead and check my stitch count. I should have 32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Perfect. Alright, so in order to fully hide our color change and make sure it is secure, we're going to turn our piece inside out like so. And then grab our scissors and make a cut from the tail in the color 1 yarn. And then you can actually just set your color 1 yarn off to the side. We don't need that anymore. And then we're going to take our 2 tails and go ahead and cross them over like this. And then gonna bring the blue one underneath. You can bring either underneath as long as you're bringing one underneath. And I'm gonna pull, but not too tightly. That's about how tight I'll pull. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing again. For this example, I'll just show you that you can do it either way. Doesn't matter. Oh, nope, never mind. You should do it the same way both times. That's okay. There we go. And then you should end with kind of like a knot like that. And then even if your stitches were to get pulled on at the color change, then they should stay intact. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my stitch marker back in place. For round 11, we're gonna be doing 6 single crochets and an invisible decrease 4 times for a total of 28 stitches as our ending stitch count. And for our first stitch, we are going to be dealing with this mess I had you keep, which I'm sure you're on about if you don't know. I like to go ahead and remove it. I know we put it there to mark, but it's kind of hard to hook it with the stitch marker in there. So we're gonna hook that spot and then actually go ahead and go back here. It feels a little weird, but we yarn over and pull through and just make a single crochet like normal. Go ahead and do our count, and once again we should have 28 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Perfect. So now from here we are going to be doing 5 single crochets and an invisible decrease 4 times for a total of 24 at the end. Should have that 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. For round 13, we will be doing 4 single crochets in a decrease 4 times for a total of 20 stitches at the end. Now let's go ahead and check our count. We should have 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Beautiful. Now we are going to be moving on to round 14, which is going to be 3 single crochets in a decrease 4 times for a total of 16 stitches at the end. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Perfect. Now we will be moving on to round 15, which is going to be 8 decreases for a total of 8 stitches at the end. Alright, so let's go ahead and check our count. We should have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. I have a hard time doing the next round with the stitch marker in, so I will be leaving it out. Round number 16 is 8 increases for a total of 16 at the end. Now let's go ahead and check our count again. We should have 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Perfect. Now that we have more room, I'm going to go ahead and put my stitch marker back into place. And then we are going to move on to round 17, which is going to be 3 single crochets and 1 increase 4 times for a total of 20 at the end. Let's go ahead and check our count. Like I said before, we should have 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Beautiful. So at this point, you should be able to squish your little mushroom down like this, which is going to be the full top of the mushroom, which is going to be poppable. You're not going to be putting any stuffing in the top. top of the mushroom. For rounds 18 through 20, we are just going to be doing 20 single crochets a round, so that's going to be for 3 rounds. So like last time, I'm going to go ahead and do those 3 rounds off camera, and then I will meet you back here. Now, after you've completed those 3 rounds, it should be looking something like this, and you should have 20 stitches currently. And now we are going to be adding the arms in our next row, which will be row 21, and we will be doing 4 single crochets, 1 bobble stitch, 7 single crochets, 1 bobble stitch, and 7 more single crochets for a total of 20 at the end. And then if you are not familiar with a bobble stitch, we are going to be doing 4 incomplete double crochet stitches in 1 stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. So we're going to yarn over, hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now that we have the 5 stitches on our hook, we are going to yarn over and pull through all 5. You want to do that slowly just to ensure that you don't have any issues. Then we're going to go ahead and put our single crochet in the next stitch. Make sure that our bobble stays in place, and then you just pop it out like that, and now it'll be a little arm. So we did our first single crochet in our set of 7. So 1, and this will be 2. Now we're going to do our second bobble stitch to complete the second arm. So we're going to yarn over, hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now that we have the 5 on our hook, we are going to yarn over and pull through all 5, slowly taking your time to ensure that you have no issues. Then we're going to do our final single crochets, which is going to be 7. And then I am going to check my stitch count. Just stretching this out a bit and making sure my arms are popped out. We should have 20 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So for round 22, we are going to be doing 4 single crochets and an increase 4 times for a total of 24 stitches at the end. So now we should have 24 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Perfect. So for the next round, we are just going to be doing 24 single crochets. So for the next round, which is round 23, we are just going to do 24 single crochets around for a total of 24 stitches at the end. Safety eyes between rounds 21 and 22, about 3 stitches apart. So counting down from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and that's 22. Safety eye in there, not fully in though, in case I don't like the placement. And I'm gonna go ahead and count 3 stitches, so 3 of these holes, 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna put my other safety eye right in here, and then make sure that I like the placement with the top down and the top up before I fully lock them into place. I like to wait for a bit when possible to put the backs of the safety eyes on, at least around, just to make sure that I really like the placement, since once your safety eyes are placed, they cannot be undone. So for our next round, which is going to be round 24, we are going to be doing our legs. So we'll be doing 5 single crochets, a bobble stitch, 8 single crochets, a bobble stitch, and 9 single crochets for a total of 24 at the end. I'm gonna take the edge of the end of my hook and just push out my bobble stitches a bit to make sure that they're good and defined. Make sure you like the placement of the legs. You are able to make the bobble stitch in a slightly different location if that works better for you based off of the yarn you're using or your tension or whatever else. So let's make sure we have 24. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And I'm thinking that I do like the eye placement on this little guy. So before we move on to round 25, let's go ahead and start stuffing our little mushroom guy. And remember, we're not going to be stuffing the top, just the bottom portion. Let's go ahead and move on to round number 25. So we will be doing 4 single crochets in an invisible decrease 4 times for a total of 20 at the end. I added too much stuffing and now it's in my way. So this is what he should be looking like after round 25. So let's go ahead and make sure we have 20 stitches. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yep, 20. Okay, good. He's so cute. For round 26, we are going to be doing 3 single crochets and a decrease 4 times for a total of 16 stitches at the end. Now I'm going to add a bit more stuffing. So now for round 27, which is going to be our final round, we will be doing 8 decreases for a total of 8 stitches at the end. I know I missed one, so I'm gonna do my count and then another decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. If you missed one, just do another decrease or increase, whatever you need. And now, before we fasten off, this is gonna be your final chance to add some more stuffing. You don't want to overstuff him, but you want him to be pretty durable if you're going to be using him for his intended popping purpose. I also try to make sure that there's not too much at the bottom because I prefer mine being able to sit up when it wants to. There we go. Now to fasten off, I'm going to yarn over and pull through the loop currently on my hook. I'm going to grab my scissors. I'm not sure what I did with the scissors I was using yesterday, but I'm going to cut a fairly long tail. And then I'm going to just pull the tail through all this, pull it nice and tight. Now I'm going to grab our sewing needles. You can use a standard one if you want. I'm just going to start with this one because I like it. So first I am going to go under the stitch, preferably the back loop only, but if you do both, that's fine too. Then for the next stitch, I'm going to go from the front through the back loop only. And I'm just going to repeat this all the way around. Your yarn tail does not have to be this long. I just made mine this long because I like being able to sew up the gaps that I think are too big in my work. And in case you have the same problem I did, well, I wanted to be able to show you that. Sorry if I made you waste yarn. Please forgive me. Now you can buy more. When has that ever been a problem? For the last one, it can be kind of hard, so you'll probably want to go through both stitches. Now that you've gone through all of them, you are going to go ahead and just pull this and push the circle down as you pull. So now that is nice and closed up. And then to make it look nice, I like to go ahead and just go underneath here, just tuck the string away. So now I'm actually going to go ahead and switch up my needle to the bent one. Like I said before, I like this one for different things. And as you can probably see, there's a fair amount of extra holes. I'm only going to be focusing on the big ones like this one. So we're going to deal with him first. And then once you've done all the touch-ups you wanted to do, make sure that you're pleased with how it looks, and that if you want it to sit flat, it does. Good. And now you go ahead and remove your needle from the yarn. And then you're just gonna tie a few knots in this yarn. So take your two fingers, twist it around, and then you have a little loop on your fingers. And you are going to grab the other bit of yarn, the other working yarn, I guess you'd call it. Pull that through, make a knot, and then we are just going to repeat this until we have a relatively sizable knot. This just helps to ensure that the tail of your piece does not end up coming out. Slowly. And I have a tendency to overdo things because I just get paranoid about my work being destroyed. And yeah, so now I'm gonna grab this needle again because I find this one the easiest, but once again, you can use whatever needle you want. Now, you're not gonna go back through the exact same one you went through before, but you wanna go through a very close one. I will be picking this one. I like to make sure you exit through the back, go through slowly, and then you will end up in this situation sometimes where the other two bits are still over here, but you've already yarned out. This happens when your tail's really long, so I like to gently pull on each one of these. So that one is giving a lot of tension, so it's definitely connected to this. This one is not, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that through first, and then, oh, go on. There you go. You should hear an audible pop. I'm just kind of stabbing this down to flatten it a bit more. Well, now they worked good. That was funny. And be sure to tuck that little bit back in. And now you have made your very own mushroom popper. So if you do decide to make this, I would love if you could tag me on Instagram so I could see. And if you do make this pattern and post it anywhere, please do be sure to leave credits. Since I am a very small creator, and even if I was a big creator, it's not good to steal people's stuff. Anyway, you can tag me at Lunabelle Crochet. So, I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and that you have fun with this guy. He is great for markets and really fun for people with ADHD or on the spectrum. So, yeah. Bye bye. Bye bye.